Guys, I really don't know how to start this video off, but I'm here today to share something that is truly revolutionary and scary and amazing and just I think we should really probably start this video off by just introducing myself, which I don't think is nearly as important as what I have to show you today. I'm DeMarcus Wilson. I've been on a journey for, I believe, my whole life trying to figure out how we could free ourselves or humanity from mundane labor and tasks and things that get us away from nature. The way I feel is that originally mankind once didn't value money or monetized possessions, and I believe a long time ago when modern humanity was first initiated into this earth, I think that our intentions were pure at one point, and I believe at some point, based on our natural evolution and growth within humanity, we began to merge with not nature, but this newly created thing called technology, where all of our main desires and goals become completely infatuated with technology and the furthering of making our lives easier through means of technology. And I believe once we did that, there was a vast shift that started to slowly happen where we began to merge with the technology and the computers as we see it today. So without further ado, I'd like to talk to you about an application that I've developed, which will eventually allow all of humanity to no longer work for a living, meaning you no longer have to go to your job, you no longer have to show up for work, and unless you wanted to. And it's all based off of a principle and a concept that essentially puts money back into the hands of, well, clearly I'm not gonna be able to do this with one take, but I'm just gonna go. I don't care if this is a good video or not. I just have to just talk and go. Okay? Let me close this out just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So here's what's happening today, guys. Here's the main problem that we're seeing. So there is something called the great data theft, and this is occurring right now today. And this, guys, if you think about it, is the fundamental component of the HumanCentralized Mesh Network, which is what I'm calling this application, this concept that I'm working on. And before you guys get scared, I'd like you to really think about the HCMN, or the Human Conscious Mesh Network, and what I'm saying here. So let's talk about the problem. The problem right now is that every click, every step you do online is like a form of labor, insofar as you are actually doing something that is valuable for someone else, for some other large company or entity. This thing is of monetized value to them, and we are doing it and we get no benefit in return. There's no money that comes back to us for all this work that we're pumping out into the ethosphere, okay? The current model right now, all the big tech companies, Google, Meta, TikTok, all of the big companies, think of any big company, Johnson & Johnson, any big toy company, PlayStation, every company, they want to know about our data and about the stuff that we're interested in and what we want. It's very, very valuable to them, right? And in this current model, this data is sold off to them for billions of dollars to all these big companies, and we don't get a dime for it, right? None of us have raised our hands and said, hey, well, if my data per year is worth X amount to this many companies in the world, then how come I'm not getting any payback for it, right? So that's the current model that we see today. And so what ends up happening is there's a massive wealth inequality, and the commissioning of the money that should be going out to the people is actually not happening. And it's certainly not fair, and it's just allowing these other big tech companies to grow and grow, and these data collection agencies to grow and grow and grow. And meanwhile, you as the consumer and you as the person who's doing all the work, you get no benefit, you get no reward for it, right? And so what I propose here, guys, is a solution that will essentially free us from all of this, right? It's a back-end monetization layer that turns our daily life into bank deposits. That's right. I'll show you exactly how this works, and I'll show you how the solution works in such a manner that hopefully everyone gets it, and hopefully everyone can understand exactly how this amazing concept could be quite literally the end of mankind as we know it. And I'd also just like to emphasize that even if we don't do this, we've already started, and it's really the end of mankind already. AI has already taken over. It's already well alive, well awake, and right now AI is actually capturing all of our images, all of our likeness, who we are physically as a person, what we like, what we think, and it's already being stored, and it's already up and stored somewhere within the cloud. Eventually, once all of us die, AI will still have all of that information, all of our likeness. And just like today, how it's able to produce videos of us that look exactly like us, in the future, there'll be holographic projections of us. And it's exactly the same as you would imagine our likeness today. And I can explain all that stuff to you in further detail, but I'd really need someone, someone like a Joe Rogan who really can get to the nail of this and question me and question all the concepts that I'm showing, so that I can break this down and so that it is more concise and that people can relate to it a lot better. Okay, now I want to go back to the diagram to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here, and I'll show you exactly how the HCMN works. All right, so take a look at this right now today, guys. So here is the HCMN and in all of its glory. This is the entire process. This is how everything works, and I'll try to walk you guys through this step by step, okay? Now, I'll start off first by showing you the input, right? The main input that starts off this ecosystem of money that just continues to go through without the input of any human money, right? Only the input of the money from the large tech companies, which today pull the money from everyone. And so here's what we're suggesting, guys. Up here at the very top where you see this dollar bill going in, this is the payment that gets initiated into the system, which all comes from the big tech companies. Today, they get this data for free. They don't pay anything for all of our data. But what we're saying is, no, guys, now unfortunately, you have to pay for all of our data. No more free data that you'll take from humans all over the world. And essentially, once that goes into the global aggregate data broker, or the GADB, this GADB, think of it as a service bus, right? This is the backend layer that allows multiple systems to feed their data into it, and the global aggregate data broker collects this information, separates it, parses it, and allows it to be used in a manner that is fair and equitable for not only the advertisers who are ingesting their money into this, but also the humans who are ingesting their data into this as well. All right. So just think about right now, this global aggregate data broker, it is receiving money from advertisers, and it is also receiving data from us as users, like what we like to look at, what we're thinking about, our purchase history, it's all of our clicks, so on and so forth, right? Even our likeness, all this stuff gets put into this global aggregate data broker, okay? Now, down this left side here, you'll see that you have the data valuation and split, and this is AI powered. And what this is essentially, this is a layer that understands exactly how much it is worth for me to go search for a pair of Ugg boots to the marketplace. One search from me to the marketplace, to Google or to anywhere for a pair of Ugg boots, how much is that information worth to the good folks over at Ugg, or the good folks over at any boot company or Nike or anyone who wants to know about someone's purchasing habits or what they're looking for the season? How much is that worth per person to each of those individual companies? And AI actually helps us figure out and determine what that value is. And based on who you are, what your spending habits are, how much money you currently have, how do you currently spend today, it's going to vary from person to person. So even though me and you may both sit right next to each other and we're both looking for a pair of Ugg boots at the same time, the value in which my search would be worth could be slightly different than the value in which your search is worth, based on a myriad of factors that AI will help us understand better. But you just have to kind of think about what I'm saying and you'll get it. Okay, so it's a variable, right? Just based on a myriad of factors. Okay, so that's the data valuation in the split side. Okay, and again, it's all AI powered, and that's really an important piece of this because essentially that layer is what determines how much each of our searches and clicks is worth, right? So it's a very important layer. Okay. All right. Now let's quickly go on to the next layer, which is the mesh reinvestment layer. This is also a very important layer, okay? And to understand this layer, you'll have to understand exactly how systems on the back end today are doing a lot of this within the marketing space, right? So if you think about marketing to children or marketing to adults, there's going to be a certain amount of things that we do in order to input that data. I think I've just lost you there, so don't worry, I'll come back to that point, okay? I'd like to go back to another really important piece of this, okay? So, okay, so if we go over here to this side, right, I want to show you right now very big piece of the application and puzzle that makes this possible, all right? So over here to the right, I want you to picture this right now, where it says this box where I have it right here, where it says infrastructure and governance. Am I showing my mouse? Hang on one second, guys. I don't think my mouse is showing. Shoot, that's no good. Let's see. I'm capturing the cursor. Oh, that's right. I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry about that, guys. Idiot. There we go. Much better. Okay. Gotta do that over again.